All right. Hello, world. How's it going? This is Briniac the Unwise. I'm here to show you how to do a little more modification to that American Truck Simulator. Um, if you haven't played it before, it's a simulator where you do a career as a truck driver. Um, you can do one of two routes. You can just stay a company driver and drive different trucks and you know have fun with it, or you can start your business, which is really the goal. Is you start your business, buy trucks, upgrade your business, upgrade your shop, get employees, and basically just grow your business while hauling freight. uh I mean, it is what it is. It's a simulator. So if that's not your thing, you know I hope you still check out the stream. um but so yesterday I did a video and I showed how to get mods uh, from the workshop and from the internet, external mods, and put them into the game. So if you don't know how to do the basics of it, go check that video out. It's really informative. It really helps you get started on modifying the game. It does make the game a lot more fun. It's not extremely hard to do it at all. And honestly, most modifiers stay up on their mods for the most part. That it shouldn't crash your game as long as you read the descriptions and ensure that the mods are compatible with each other. What I mean by that is like using two weather mods, usually not that compatible with each other, and there's really no point. Usually one weather mod is enough to modify it, but sometimes people, because of different graphical advancements with each mod, some people run more than one. A lot of them, they're not compatible with each other, and it'll actually crash your game, or one just won't work. It'll the one that's on top on your load order, that's the one that's going to run, and the other one will just be disabled. So you got to read your descriptions. It isn't something where you can just throw it into your mod folder and just start the game and go. You do have to do a little bit of work with it, but it's very small work. So I definitely recommend you check that out. I want to spend a bunch of time here going back through that because we'll be here all day and no fun will be had. And who wants that? Anyways, so today we're going to do how to manually install. Now, before that, I like to start. I haven't been doing this, but I like to. I would like to start the streams with the scripture of the day. I am a Christian man who also games. I'm not here to push anything on you. I'm here to just spread the word and also game. So, if this isn't your thing, if this part isn't your thing, that's fine. It's not going to take that long. I'm going to say my thing, and then we're going to move on to the modding. I pray that you still stick around. If you do have any questions or comments or anything at all, please reach out to me. It's Briniac the Unwise. So my name for the channel at gmail.com. Please reach out to me, ask any questions, even if you just want to shoot the breeze and have a friendly debate. I am more than welcome to do that. It makes life more interesting, and it's nice to hear other perspectives, on how people feel about life, just respectfully. I never degrade anyone because of something they believe, because it's their choice. We all have our choices, and we all have our paths, and we all have to live with them in the end. But I do love it. I do try to show love to everyone. So I'm just going to take a minute here, do a scripture of the day, and yeah, go from there. So for everyone, okay, so this scripture that's of the day comes from Matthew chapter 7 verse 8. It goes, for everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be opened. really good. One point Jesus did tell people that, you have not because you ask not, basically saying that, you don't have these things because you haven't asked for them. Now, that doesn't mean there's a thing called progressive Christianity. Progressive Christianity pushes if you ask for it and you really believe it, it'll happen. That's not real. If that's what you believe, I'm just telling you from my time doing research, at one point I actually was training to be a pastor before my wife and I went into the ministry that we're in now. We actually take care of high school boys at a Judeo-Christian school. It's actually why I'm able to do this, because I drove truck for 10 years. But anyways, I don't want to get off on tangents. I tend to do that. Anyways, progressive Christians teach that if you ask and you believe and you really, truly just envision it in your mind, you will make it come to pass. That's not reality. In the end, that scripture where it's, the one that seeks finds. Let's see what the one who asks receives, the one who knocks it will be open. It has to, if you go further into that, and actually I think there's a way I can actually do the whole read full chapter. Okay. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be open. Or which one of you, if the son asks him for bread, will give him a stone? So whatever you wish. Okay, so basically what this is talking about, it's talking about looking out for each other, helping each other. It's not saying that God's just going to give you whatever you ask. If that's something you've been seeking in your life, you really need to look into scripture more. God doesn't give you everything you want. He gives you what you need, and a lot of times gives you well above and beyond what you need for each day. It's not true for everyone. Some people go through harder trials. Some people go through less trials. It is an aspect of this imperfect life, this life that's filled with pain, suffering, and so on and so forth, thanks to the original sin that was done. But the things that are of God's will, so the things that God wants in your life, a lot of times we don't have those things because we have not sought them. We have not prayed for them. We have not asked them from God. And a lot of times it's also we haven't looked to help for others to help us. Yeah, that's why it says that to not forsaken the brotherhood, the gathering of the brotherhood. Sorry, don't forsaken the gathering of the brotherhood. We can't do this life on our own. But that doesn't mean, like I said, that you're going to go to God and be like, "Hey, God, I want to win the lottery." There was actually a point in my life I did follow progressive Christianity, unfortunately, and it did lead me down a really bad path because I got really frustrated. I tried harder and harder to believe, and I prayed harder and harder, and I repented harder and harder, and I tried to walk this, and it ended actually causing me to fall in further into sin instead of the other route. So, excuse me. It's not a reality. Some things God isn't allowed to happen, but you should still take your requests to God no matter what they are. Of course, within reason. You shouldn't ask for permission to go murder someone or something like that. That's a little crazy. And I'm 100% sure God's going to be like, no, okay, whoa. But do take your requests. Don't be afraid. Sometimes that's all God's waiting for. Sometimes God will give you enlightenment, and sometimes God will just sit there and give you time to be patient and figure things, to try to figure things out, and to seek him more. So, a relationship with God is not he's a genie and you snap your fingers. So, but remember, you might not be getting the thing that you're really needing in your life, that maybe that job, or a healing in your relationship, because you haven't gotten God about it. You haven't sought him for that answer, or for that healing, or for that wall to be broken. And sometimes it just is what it is, as some people say. It's just life, and that's just how it's going to work out. And it's a trial you're going to go through, and God's going to allow you to go through it. And I'll tell you what, every trial I've gone through, whether it's through a marriage, or through friendships, or through pain and suffering I've gone through, even with my own father and my family and stuff like that, it's made me stronger and wiser because of that. So just something to kind of chew on. And a lot of times too, even this is what I would say, even if you don't believe in God, and I pray that you do, and I pray that you will seek truth in your life. Don't walk through a life blind. Even Christians shouldn't be walking through life blind. The Bible says that we should question the things that teachers are teaching us, and go back to the facts, the scriptures for us, and look to see if that coincides with God's word. So anyone that thinks Christians just blindly walk through life and just go, oh God, he's, he's the Almighty. Yeah, there's some that do that, and they tend to really fall into bad spots in life, because they end up easily being swayed into sin, and Satan's easily able to move him to that direction. But most biblically following Christians do not do that. You shouldn't do that in your life, period. You shouldn't just take people at their word, because by doing that, blindly following people, and doing the, hey, trust me, bro, it causes you to end in some really bad situations. So seek truth in life. And a lot of times, even if you don't believe in God, and again, I pray that you will seek God, but it's everyone's choice. If you choose not to, the wisdom that still comes from the teachings are still really good. A lot of times we don't get the help we need from others because we don't seek that help. We let our pride get the best of us, and we end up in a really bad situation because we don't want to ask for help, especially guys. Guys are really, we are horrible with this. Like, I ain't ask for help, I'm a man. Yeah, you probably need help. And I've had to humble myself many times. I was out on my own when I was 18. And I will go more into my story as I do streams. And I'll probably go into a little more of this today. So please stay tuned if you are interested in that. If not, I thank you for your patience. That's basically all I have to say about the scripture of the day. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something from it. If you are joining me after the live, or you're joining me now, please follow the stream, follow my channel, hit the notification bell, click, like the video. These are all things that help get this stuff out to more people. And those that are watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and share the video. This kind of stuff will help this channel grow, and I really would like to get this information out to more people and be able to have people to interact with. What's the fun of doing this if I'm just going to sit here on a video and broadcast games? I mean, there's no point in that. I want to be able to talk to people, just like I'd love people to, get to know me and interact with me. And yes, I know my name says Brainiac the Unwise. Well, for anyone that has that question of why I named myself a ridiculously dumb name, it's actually because I'm not wise. People that think that they're the wisest people are usually the dumbest people. I'm not a wise person because I'm learning still every day. Am I wise in some things? Yes. But am I wise in all things? No. And I probably never will be. I make dumb mistakes. I screw up. So it's kind of the gist of my name. It's kind of something that I feel fits for my life on things that I've done. And it's a reminder to me, and I hope to others, that we do need to seek wisdom. I like to say, get wiser. It's the only way we can truly succeed in this life. So we're about 15 minutes into the stream. I don't want to drag this on too much longer. just because I would like to get to the meat and potatoes. That was meat and potatoes, but like the bigger meat and potatoes of the stream. Well, okay, that sounds horrible. I do this in my head. Like, I'm like, I say something, I'm like, wait a minute. Dude, I mean, really bigger meat potato? Okay, that was dumb. We're going to scratch that and act like that didn't happen. We're going to get into the modding of American Truck Simulator. I hope you get a lot out of this. I hope you learned something from it. Honestly, people have done videos, but I just felt they weren't like really informative, or they made it more confusing than it needed to be. So I'm hoping I don't. I've broken this up into a couple different videos. Like I said, if you don't know the basics of modding American Truck Simulator, please go watch the other video. It'll give you the full gist of everything you need to know for the basics of modding, like getting stuff off the workshop on Steam, getting mods off the internet, stuff like that. This is going to be more into modifying those mod files to fit what you want. Like price wise for the trucks, price wise for the modifications for the truck, price wise for trailers, stuff like that. This is all stuff, and it'll teach you the different type of mod files there are and how to deal with them. I'm going to also go into are you even able to modify the base files of the game? And I'm going to actually start out with that. So one thing that I've tried to experiment with it. I've tried to figure it out. You can't do it. SCS has their files locked down, and down hard. You can extract the information out of the files. You can do a thing called SCS extractor, and actually I'm going to go to my into my main screen here. My mind just went blank for some reason, but anyways, I'm going to my main screen here. This little thing here is called the SCS extractor. What that does is that unlocks the SCS files. There are specific files that are for the SCS software. You can access the file information, and you could actually use that information to make a mod if you needed to, but you cannot put that file back into the game. You have to put it into a mod folder. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You will actually cause the game to crash, and you'll have to basically verify the files and fix them. I've tried to see if there was a way to do it, but that's why they made the mod folder. This was when I was first figuring out mods. This is and the reason they do this is because they have an online aspect. And if you modify the main files of the game, you would actually cause their convoy mode to actually crash. And you would actually cause, there's another thing called, that's another online mode, but it's more of a massive online mode. It shuts off certain aspects of the game, like, where did Buddy go? I don't know. Buddy was there. Buddy's my Brittany Spaniel. Anyways, it basically takes the aspect of traffic away, and it's just a bunch of people playing on a massive online server. The problem with that is if you change the base files of the game, you actually will crash that if you actually got it to work. So that's why SCS has it locked down. You're just not going to be able to do it. You have to go through the mod file, and I did show you where that mod file was. I will show you it again. It's always going to be in your documents folder, and it's going to be under American Truck Simulator and mod. It will not be in the main Steam folder. It's going to always be in your documents, and then you will put all your mods in there. Now, you do have a documents file folder for your OneDrive. Do not confuse the two. Now, I would recommend that you back up all your files into the OneDrive. I really recommend that you do it. Make a copy of them, put it in there, clear out the ones that you don't want. Because what that will do is if you have to wipe your windows clean, which I'm going to have to do. So my Ethernet port's not working on my motherboard. I think it's a corrupted file and I can't get it to work. So I'm going to actually wipe everything, reinstall Windows so that I don't have to re-download all these files. I'm going to move all the I'm going to copy all the files in my OneDrive, and then when I reinstall Windows, get everything back up going, I'm going to then remove or recopy them and put them back into my main documents folder, and it'll be fine. So there's that. All right, so that's where the mod folder is. We'll get back to that. So yeah, you will also use this SCX extractor to open up some mod files too. But for the most part, the main thing you really need to get is 7-zip. This thing right here, and well, 7-zip and what's the other one? WinRAR. WinRAR is another good one. It actually is helpful to have both of them. WinRAR is good for some things. 7-zip is good for other things. I find 7-zip is the best to actually get into the files. So there's a couple different types of mod files. There are locked mod files where people like John Ruda will not let you get into their main mod file. So like if I try to do that and I go always and I click on that, it's going to bring a bunch of jargon up. So this is what's going to happen if I bring up John Ruda's files. The reason this is he doesn't want you modifying his made file because just like I showed you in the other video, these are paid for mods. So he's doing this as a business. If you want to find out more about that, go watch the other video. Like I said, all that information is going to be in there. The basics all going to be in there. He doesn't want you getting into these files because he doesn't want you to be able to retake his hard work and then sell it and make money off of it, because that really interferes with his business. He has to protect it. There's no real copyright thing for mod files. It is something that is secondary to the game. The game developers allow us to do this kind of stuff, but you do it at your own risk. And people that have not locked down their mod files, have actually had their stuff stolen and then sold on them. And oh my gosh, I probably am really quiet to you guys. Maybe not. My dial was really turned down. If I was really quiet to you guys, I'm totally sorry. It should be better now if I was. But this, how do I want to say it? This protects the modder. So what they will do to help you out is they will give you an open definition file. That's another type of mod file. It's a complementary file to the original mod. So it's a mod for the mod, I guess, if you want to say. So like the original mod modifies the game, this modifies the mod. It's just a way for them to protect themselves. Now you're saying, now I know what you're saying. Well, what's stopping them from selling that? Well, they kind of need the original mod to be able to sell this as their own product. And it's not going to work right. You're just better off making your own mod. Now, now, to do this, you're going to 7-zip, open archive. Now, this right here is not the whole mod. It's just the open def. So it's the stuff that you can modify in the mod file. It has the manifest, which I don't. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it just basically tells what it is. It tells the description. It tells the name. It basically tells the file the gist of what it needs to know. Close that out. Close that up. You have the mod description. That's going to give you the information. I would highly recommend when you download a mod, if there is a description in the mod file, you should be reading it. this will give you the information you need to know for that mod file that you don't know. So like this one says only for modify, he is Russian, so English is going to be a second language. Only for modify, definition, and some textures in the vehicle folder. Don't turn it on if you don't modify anything. Also, archive has template for creating skins and other textures to edit. So he gives you a way to modify the closed mod file so that you can personalize this to how you want it to be. So now, other things that might be in that description file are things that it might not be compatible with, programs not to load with it, where it needs to be in the load order. Now he has another file that shows that. I can actually pull that up here. Mod order. This shows you what order you should be putting the mods in. So this right here, just to let you know, open def always, he doesn't say it here. So that's the one thing you kind of have to kind of figure out yourself. But I'll let you know, any Jon Ruda files, any of his open def, and most other file mod creators that have an open def file, they go above the main mod. So the mod for the actual, like whatever it is, the truck, the trailer, whatever you're doing, you will then put it in between that and the sounds. Oh wow, I have my sounds in the wrong place. I just realized that. Actually doesn't make sense because your sounds should actually go above here. Huh. Well, yeah. Realize some mistakes that you made. I don't know. It hasn't crashed my game, but I'll probably change that just to appease the load order. He probably has this set this way for a reason. I don't know. I'll just change it in my load order. Really easy to do. I actually can show you guys how to do that again when we get to that point. This is probably going to be a little long of a stream, so I hope you guys stay with me. But if you do, you'll be able to get a lot out of it. Oh, I forgot to put my gauges back in too. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I have really bad ADD, so I do get distracted really easily. I try to stay on top of it, but it is what it is. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead because I actually do need to fix some of these. Okay, so I'm going to do the KW, Jon Ruda's KW Highway Killer. It says Kenworth W900. It's my favorite truck. I love this truck. I love the long nose trucks, but I just like the design of the Kenworth compared to the Freightliner and Peterbilt 389. So you go into definition, you go into vehicle. Now you're going to go into truck, then you're going to click the truck. And now these right here, these are all, you know what? Maybe I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? I still feel like that's really small. Oh, that info. Oh man. Okay. So apparently you can't. I don't. Maybe like this. Control Alt. Control Alt. Control Shift. Nope. None of those work. Okay. So apparently, in 7-zip you cannot zoom in. What? It just looks really small on my end, so I'm going to aim to go ahead and up the scale, and hopefully that'll make it better. All right, there, we should be able to see a little better. All right, so we are in the inside the open def. Oh, this is for the Classic XL. Sorry, hold on. There we are. Now we can take the view off the list icons and just put it into details. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this will give you your details for everything, size, dates, stuff like that. You have all your different things. I believe this is antenna left and right. All your accessories, and how much and what they are. You can edit what this accessories look like. You can load it into another program, design it how you want. I don't get into that. So if you're looking for that information in this video, I'm not going to give it to you because I'm not modifying images. That's a little more than I want to deal with. It does take a while. And I just find that I like the way John Ruda and other modifiers make it look. It looks realistic to what it would look like in the real world. So I'm not trying to make it any more extreme than it needs to be. So, not really looking at that stuff. Is that chassis? All right, so that's standard day cab. That's not the one I want. Long frame day cab. Nope. Long frame regular. There we go. I don't do the day cabs. I do them when I modify stuff to do the full online thing. Why can't I remember the name of it? Anyways, I'll have to figure it out later and I can let you guys know later. You can actually take assets in the game and modify your save files. It's called save editing. And so that for aspects of the game where you can't use mods, it lets you modify your truck within reason. It can cause a lot of glitching and stuff if you use the wrong thing with the other thing. But it lets you use motors that might not go with, like the Freightliner Cascadias don't come with the Cummins and Cat motor. You can take that from like a Peterbilt 389. You can take that and then put it in the engine of the engine category of the save file that you're editing, and it'll give you that motor. It'll just pull it from that resource of the game. But anyways, this is your OpenDef file. So this is gonna give you everything about that specific thing. This is about the frame. The main things that you're really going to edit. 150. Is you're gonna edit the price, what level you want it to unlock at, the tank size. So that's I believe that's actually for the that's for the air tanks, which actually I need to fix those because I changed the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. And then also your fuel tank size. Now, some people are going to be like, why are you changing your fuel tank size? Because I would like to not have to stop every little bit to get fuel. So I'm going to make each tank 1,000 gallons. Again, this is to modify the game. I've played through the game so much. This is how I like to do it. Don't judge me. You can do it any way you want. This is the beautiful thing about modifying. This also tells you the files where it's going to pull the different aspects that it needs for this one thing. So there are certain things that you get that'll have different accessories. This is going to show you where those accessories are coming from, what file. So if you want to go and modify those to go with it, you can. This also lets you know your curb weight. That has to do with how heavy the load's going to be. Your full load is going to be for your permit reasons. I will say this right off the bat. The permits in this game are not realistic. When you do an oversized load, it just does it all for you. I wish it gave you an option where you had to manually get your permits. You had to make sure everything was set up correctly. SCS doesn't do that. They more focus on the aspects of getting loads and delivering them on time, undamaged, and then buying more equipment and getting people into those trucks so you can build up your business. I kind of would like to have another aspect of it, but that's not what they're doing. You also don't get out of the truck and manually hook up your cables and the trailer cable and airlines and all that. These would be great things that I would love to see, but I believe there are games that will be coming out soon. I believe there's an Australian truck driving sim game that actually does do that, where you actually get out, you hook up your cable, you hook up your airlines, you make sure everything's all good to go, you do a visual inspection. It's like a lot more on the realistic side of things. I like that just because it just, makes me more involved in it. I'm not just a steering wheel holder, which you kind of start feeling like. I'm not downing the game. The game's fun. Just things I would love to have seen in there, but they're probably not going to put them in there ever, and that's okay. Maybe they will when the other games come out. But there's also another one to look out for. It's an Alaskan truck driving sim game where you actually have to survive cold. You got to actually maintain your truck, check the oil, add oil. You have food resources that you have to keep track of. Stuff like that. You're dealing with immense cold, stuff like that. So there is that too. So yeah, there's different games that are going to come out. They're going to have different aspects to it. So that's one cool thing. So this is the frame I want to use. I can go through now and edit every one of those frames if I want, but if you're just going to use one type of frame, there's really no point. You can actually come back and really easily do this again. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to click the save up here and see, you notice how the little dealy here on the file tab went from red to blue to like a light bluish white. The reason that was because it wasn't saved before, so it was red. That was telling you, hey, you still need to save this, so make sure you save it, otherwise you wasted your time. Let me see here. So then you have to do this in a specific order, otherwise it will not save to the archive, which is the original file. You close the file there, then you close the program, and then it will ask you, do you want to update it in the archive? Always click OK, because now what that'll do is it updates your archive file. You need that file updated, otherwise you did absolutely nothing. So then, close it out again once you make sure. Always double check, open it, make sure you didn't screw something up. So that's done. I'm gonna go to interior. Studio. All right. This is what I forgot to do. So we're going to change this. I'm going to change it to 100. Keep it all of John Ruda's mods are unlocked at level 0. You can get them right away. If you want to make it more challenging, change the level, put it up higher. I personally, it doesn't bother me. I guess I don't take it that seriously. So there is that. One second. My wife just texted me. I have to go help her with something I'll just be a second. Be right back. Hold that thought. Sorry about that. All right. Hopefully whoever's watching this is still here. Here. The great thing about the replay stream, you can just fast forward through it. Yeah, so sorry about that. Ugh, man. Wife calls, gotta go help. So back to where we were. So I'm making the prices pretty inexpensive because I to start, you usually have to have about $150,000 to buy your own truck. It's a lot of money. I don't want to take out a loan. So I make it a little easy for myself. I put on easy mode by lowering the prices. You can set your prices to whatever you want. I'm setting mine to 100. It's what I'm doing. So again, like I said, we're here. It's showing red, meaning it's not saved. Now it's blue. Now it's saved. This is for the interiors. So there we go. Close that out. Close that out. Same thing. Then just basically do it for each one. Okay, you know what? I think that's good for now. Make sure studio full gauge, full brown full gauge, full gauge. Well, now that I've opened it, whatever. That's the other thing, you have to know what each thing is. A lot of these files will be abbreviated. So like I think the B is for having the in-dash navigation. FG is for full gauges. So if you don't want the in-dash navigation on the dash, and if you watched yesterday's stream, it'll show you what that means. I'll show you guys again when we build the truck, just so you can see what I'm talking about. If you don't want that, there's a full gauge option where it's just the manual gauges all the way across. All right. And you can change the paint. This is to, so what you would do with these paint jobs is, if you want to customize your paint job, you can take that, put it into the program that you would use to customize it, and then you can actually change the paint job to whatever you want. That's a personal preference. Paint jobs really aren't that much. They're $800. Then you got the transmissions. Again, I would recommend just change the ones that you want to change. Now you can come in here. Let's say you have a certain type of gear ratio. You're really knowledgeable about transmissions. You want your gear ratio set up a certain way for what you're going to do in the game. You can come in, manually adjust all these numbers here. The thing is, you have to know what you're doing with this. If you set the numbers wrong, I'm pretty sure the truck's not going to run right. And you're going to have different gears doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So this is so you can change the gear ratios, the price. I just changed it. I just changed the price yesterday. Did I miss that? Yeah. All right. So, I mean, that's the nuts and bolts of it. That is basically manually editing a mod file. That is for if you're going to do a definition file for a closed mod. Again, you cannot go to the original mod on these type of mods and change it. It will not let you in. There are if you dig deep enough, you could probably find a program to do it, because there have been people that have ripped off these mod files from other people, and they make simple changes to them, and then they put them out and they sell them, they resell them. Don't do that. That's like, that's slimy stuff, because people are putting a lot of hard work into these mods. These mods aren't the easiest thing to build. Just modify it for yourself. This goes into the truck dealers. Kind of just tells you what it's going to have from the truck dealer. Right off the bat. It tells you all the accessories, so on and so forth. So that's that. You can choose what trucks it shows right off the bat. You got the desktop image. That's what it shows when you pull up for like the preview. This is your please do not modify this file. If you want to add a new entry, create this directory, create in this directory a new file base name. So this is basically, if you want to add something to this at all, it tells you how to do it. So if you want to actually make a whole new part to add into this, you would be able to do it. You would just have to do it by making your own mod file. I don't get that in depth in it, because me personally, I just don't want to. I've done that before, and it does take a little time. And if you do one little thing wrong, it will crash the whole mod, or it will crash that part of the mod. So it's just better, I find, just to more prices, capacity of tanks, what level, stuff like that. I do simple edits, but it's your choice what you want to do. Camera, I'm not really 100% sure. All this just tells you, so if you can actually do VR with American Truck Simulator. This tells you basically where it's going to pull the file for the Oculus to actually activate. Again, these are other files. So this is like the, okay. This file does not have an app associated for performance install app. You could open this with, it's not going to let me. So you could open this if you just want to see it. I believe you can open this in the photo program. 7-Zip doesn't give me the option to change what it opens with. I don't think. I'm not spending the time to figure it out, because it doesn't bother me. I already know what the stuff looks like. But you would actually, this is the file you would use to edit the image of what you're going to see when you add that piece onto the truck. This is the file where that purchase pulls from. And that's not just for the bumper. It's for your grills, your paint jobs, your mud flaps, your plate, all that stuff. So that's it for changing this type of file. And my dog says hi. Buddy, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Oh, no, come here. This right here is Buddy. He is my little friend, and he thinks he's going somewhere because my wife is going somewhere. He is a Brittany Spaniel. He's about 3 years old, and he is every bit much like a teenager. He wants to go with you.
I love you too, Bucky.
Oh my gosh. So where are you going? 1 second. that is my beautiful wife, Melissa. She's going to get us some food. Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't know when Gage is going to get out. He's probably working 12 hours today. Did he just run into the wall? Oh, he really wants to go someplace. He absolutely loves riding in vehicles. When I drove truck, I really wish I would have had him then, because he would have been a fantastic truck dog. He loves going places. He loves seeing people. He's an awesome dog. Feel very blessed to have him, because he really is really awesome to have, I guess. Anyways, let's get back to this. So that's it on modifying an already their file. Now, ones that you're probably not going to edit unless you really want to get into it are like map files. You can edit those. There is a way to do it. You have to run it through a program, and then you make your changes little by little. That's really in depth. If you want to do that, there are many tutorials that you can find on how to do that. I'm not doing that. These are just simple edits that make the game a little more my style. More just, changing fuel amounts, stuff like that. I find this game can tend to use fuel a little faster than in real life, and it's a little harder to dictate how much throttle you're giving it. It's even harder depending on what you use. With this game, you can use keyboard and mouse, you can use controller, or you can use, like what I do is a sim rig. And with a sim rig, it's not always the most realistic. Plus, sometimes it's really hard to find a fuel station in the game depending on the area you're in, because some areas get a little more desolate. Now, yes, that's like real life, but I would say this is it sometimes gets a little too desolate. And if you run out of fuel on the side of the road, it's a pain in the rear, because they only give you enough to what the game feels you would need to get to the next truck stop. The problem is you still end up not getting to the truck stop, so you constantly have to keep calling for a tow, and it turns out really badly. I find it easier up the amount of fuel you can carry, and that's why I put it to 1,000 gallons, which there are trucks. I want to say the trucks in Australia, some of them I think get pretty close to that amount of fuel, because of how far they have to drive before they get to a next fuel station. It's a really far and few in between, so it's not like it's really unrealistic, but whatever. All right, so let's say you download a file from Steam Workshop. All right, let me open Steam Workshop. I still haven't organized this. Oh, it's probably over here, because now that I changed the view size, it's going to change where the files are. All right, let me move this back over here. We go into the workshop. All right. Laser light bar. Oh, I already have that. Okay, so like I showed you yesterday, there's all kinds of free mods. All the mods on the workshop are free. They do not charge for them. They do not allow modders to charge for them. A lot of people do this on here either for fun, or they do it because they want like SCS to actually see the work they do, and they use it as their resume, almost, I guess you could say, their resume for getting hired. And just a real quick, if you ever want to know if it's a current one, you can look when it was posted. Some things don't ever need to be updated. They don't make a difference in the game. They work fine. The game's updates never really change it. And you can also read if it's going to be a really good mod or not by people's comments. some people might not see it, like Gene here. Gene's like, what's the difference? Well, if you played the game, the stock headlights tend to be a little more yellow and dim. They aren't as bright as this. So I'm actually going to subscribe to this. You can't always go by the amount of stars. I would say at least 4 stars is usually pretty safe. 5 stars are what you want, but so basically it looks like what they did is they pointed the lights up a little more, so you got a little more distance in your light view. It doesn't change how they look, it just changes the color or the intensity of them. Let's see. That's from April 30th, okay. Okay, sorry, I was just reading this really quick. Okay, so things you do have to watch out for. I just wanted to also let you guys know this. Sometimes there can be issues with the sound. Like apparently the Jake break doesn't sound with this mod. If that doesn't bother you, I like the sound of the Jake break because it lets me know when I have it activated and when I don't. And I like a real loud like Jake. That's how I feel about it. Anyways, so now you want to know, okay, how do I modify this? Let's actually find one that would be, let's see here, go to mine. Probably be the easiest way. Subscribed items. Oh, right here. We'll do the super engine and transmission. Oh, I want to know, okay, you know what? I want to change some of the prices in the power. I don't like the power output and the RPM range of this. So I want to change that. How do you do it? All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on share. Now you're not clicking on share to send that anywhere. You're looking for this last number here at the end of share. So this number right here, that's the ID number. You need that to find that file in the file folder. You need to be able to find the right one to be able to do the edit. So what we're going to be looking for is 271363. So a wise man would then go take that, copy, paste, and now I have the number, so I know what number to look for. So we'll do that, X out of this, and now you're going to go ahead and put that down. All right. See here, you are going to then go to wherever your Steam file is located. Mine is over here. You're then going to go to Steam apps. Yep. So that's what it is. I thought it was Steam apps. I just want to make sure. I haven't done this one in a little while. Steam apps, and then you're going to go to workshop, and then you're going to go to content. You're not going to go to downloads. You're not going to go into the temp, and these are not going to help you. You want to go into content. Now the other thing you need to know is you need to know the code of the game that you're playing. I think, crap, I'm trying to remember. I think it's maybe 227. Usually if you look, oh, here it is, 270880. I believe that's what it is. If you look for the date, a lot of times that'll tell you, because it'll let you know when it was modified. If not, you can look in here and see what date that you added stuff. All right, so what we are looking for now, see, I already forgot the number, 1068. I usually look for like the last four. So right here, and we'll double check 363 271 271 363 1068. All right, and it shows when it was added. Okay, and just like this, you can look at the different files. Now, you can do this. There is an easier way to do this. I'm just going to let you know that right now. I'm doing it kind of the harder way, because a lot of times you have to use the SES extractor, and I mean, you can. I'm actually, maybe you don't. Yes. Okay. That's not even the right spot anyways. Sometimes you have to use the SES extractor to get into these files. Some you don't. The easier way I find to do it is you go into 7-Zip and just go where that file is. You know, it'd be great if they had my name. Oh, there it is. Label. Always look for your label. Make sure you're going the right one. Again, sit right there. You're going to go into Steam Apps, Workshop, Content. All right. Then you're going to go into there. All right. Then you got to look for the file again. 271. Here it is. Supergenics, definitions, vehicle, truck. All right. Now, with the way this is set up, you have to make sure you're going into the right stuff. This is where your sounds are. So this is where the transmissions are. So you're going to go to open, click the file you want to open. I always click out always. And here you go. This will let you know the price. You can set your gear ratios just like the other. This is where you would do it. You can't open it. So kind of like what I showed you. If you open it under the actual truck name, all it's going to tell you is where the sound is going to come from and what file it's pulling that engine from. That's it. You can't make any edits. Now you can change where you want the sound to come from. This is where you would go in, and let's say you downloaded a sound mod and you wanted to use that sound mod with this engine. You would then find the file. This is where it does get a little complicated. You got to work multiple file folders at once. You would then open another 7-Zip. You would go in, you would find that file. You would then find where that file is for that sound. You would then copy it, and then you would paste it into this file so that when it goes to open this information, it knows to pull from that other mod for the sound. You have to manually do that because even though you have a sound mod, it only usually works with the stock motors. It will not usually work with modded motors. It's because the modded motors are already using a mod, so it will pull from its mod and not the other thing. The modded sound is going to only change the stock sounds. That's it. So if you want it to work on your modded motor, you have to take the file, transfer the file path into this file, and then you will actually get that sound. It's not always 100% though. Sometimes the file does not, it doesn't work well with the actual mod. Sometimes it will actually not play any sound. If that happens, then you're going to have to figure out a different sound to use. There are sound packs that you can go in. There's actually a way to just have one sound play for all things. That's another modification you can do. The only thing is it's just going to be the same sound for every motor. I'm not a big fan of that. All right. So these are your different sounds. Let's say you wanted everything to be open piped sound. You would then change that sound for that. That's for the transmissions. Where are the motor? I trying to remember here. Maybe material. Okay. Now that was for the transmission. Now I'm trying to figure out engine. Okay. Oh, here it is. My bad. So for the transmission, you go there. For each truck now, for the engine, sorry if this really confused you. I really didn't mean to. You have to click. Okay, that's what it is. So the engine is going to be in with the truck file. So partially scratch what I said before. The transmission file you have is going to be its own file. You would then edit that there. You can't edit the transmission file in under each truck. That would actually get annoying, but whatever. This is for where you're going to edit your engines. So this is the different sounding of those engines. So each one of these files is a different sound. The main file up at the beginning of each one of those is the actual engine itself. So this is where you're going to change the price. You're going to change your torque values. You're going to change the RPM values. Me personally, I like a higher RPM motor. I think it, you know, this is going to be a little more realistic, having a 2100 RPM torque curve. I like a 3000 RPM torque curve. I like to think of it as, if I'm using a modified motor, this is what I would do if I took my truck to get it modded. Like, I'm not taking a truck to get modded just to, just get little gains. I want big gains. So that's usually what I do when I modify stuff in real life. So I will do that actually in here. The torque curves are a little more friendly than the transmission gear ratios. You just have to go in, you can't just like go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and then back down to 300 RPMs. It's not gonna work at all. This you would actually take it up to whatever RPM you want, and then you would set the power band for that. This actually has a really bad power band. You don't even hit full power and it's only at 11 to 1200 RPMs. That's really actually kind of low. So no, this wouldn't even be realistic. Realistic would usually is right between 14 and 1500 RPMs. That's actually realistic of when you're going to hit your peak power, usually, depending on the size of the turbo you use and whatnot, because a lot of it is based on your turbo pressure. I'm not going to make it really too, in depth on this. But usually it's closer to 1500 RPMs on an actual real motor. As I said in the previous video, the horsepower number really doesn't change how much power the engine has. It's your torque number that's going to make the difference. The higher you make the torque, the more power the thing's going to have. Everything I've read says that the horsepower motor is nothing more than just a number that they throw on when you're purchasing it. It's a placebo effect. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not actually going to modify this. Now, this is what I would recommend. I would then make a copy, because what's going to happen is they're going to eventually update this file. If you only update it in the Steam Workshop folder, when they update their file in the Steam Workshop, it's going to erase everything you did. So now you've lost all the things you've done. You got to go back through and instead of being able to copy and paste, you got to go back through and do it again. Whereas you can actually make your own file. So I'm going to show you how to do that. This, you would actually do the File Explorer. You're going to open up two File Explorers. You're going to open a Documents one, and then the other one, you're going to go back into where your mod folder is. Or not your mod folder, but your Steam Workshop folder is. Steam Apps Workshop Content 270. Then 271. All right. What you're going to do, you don't need this. This is something that you have to have for the Steam Workshop. They require this file. You don't need that for your person, like non-workshop mods. You're going to take this. You're going to then, I hate Windows 11 so much sometimes because it's an extra button I shouldn't need to press. You're going to click copy. I know there's little symbols there. I like doing things a certain way. You're going to go into your documents. You're going to open up your mod folder, and then you're going to go ahead, whatever, paste. So basically all you're doing is you're copying and you're pasting that file in there. And then I would recommend doing it after you made your modifications. Unless you want to just use your own mod. The problem with that is if you want to use that mod in Convoy mode and it's not an optional mod, which there's a good chunk of performance mods that aren't, I think that's stupid. It's really not that big of a deal and it's not going to affect anything. And I think performance mods are better to use on optional mods anyways, but that's neither here nor there. Oh yeah, San Rafael. Unfortunately, it's not compatible for some reason. Anyways, you're going to, and file folders will always be up at the top of files. You would then have your saved here. So when they make the changes, so you go into your game and your engine is now different from how you had it. You then can go in and you can basically copy and paste this file back in the place of that file, but I would recommend only doing the file to that motor. Do not do the whole file, because if they updated it, most likely what that means is they made changes to it. It could have been to the sound, it could have been to file path, it could have been to anything from that. So you only want to copy and paste the information you absolutely need. So actually, I take that back. I wouldn't even just copy and paste it. I would just copy and paste the information. So you're going to have to go back in to 7-zip, open it up, do that all over again. If that sounds like a lot of work for you, then this probably isn't going to be your thing. This isn't something that, you can just click a couple buttons and you're done. I would say then just use the workshop mods. It literally is just pressing a couple buttons, moving it over, just making sure they're in the right order. It's not hard. Like I showed you in the previous video, there's a forum, an SCS forum that will actually tell you the order to put them in. I would recommend not using a lot of mods if that's not your thing. If you're just like, I just want to play the game, don't use a lot of mods. It could, you could give you more work than what you want. That's really the gist of it. I mean, there's really not much more to it on that. Now, me personally, I'm not changing Supergenics because I already have motor set. That's it on that. Now, what I am going to show you next, we're going to go into the game. I need to, because this is going to play sound, and then I'm going to get double sound, and we don't need echoes. Okay, let's see here. Make sure the sound is set up correctly. Yes, it is. All right, go ahead and play. Really quick, if you are having trouble playing the game on standard mode, so like I didn't do DirectX 11, a lot of older systems, if you're running an older computer, I would say like even pre-RTX 3000, sometimes it doesn't work well with the RTX 2000 series, but definitely anything that's before the GTX 1000 series graphics cards, I would tend to look at maybe using DirectX 11. DirectX 12 gets really finicky. I don't understand with how long it's been out that why it's this finicky, but it is. So with that being the case, it might. Okay, I think my mouse just went dead. Okay, it did. So apparently my mouse went dead. Sorry about that. All right, it's working now. Anyways, so what you're going to do is you're going to go into your mod manager and you're going to look for the mods that you want. Now, what I'm going to show you is the difference between manually downloaded and edited mods, because workshop mods are going to have a specific little box on right about here that's going to say workshop. So actually right here, this box right here, it tells you whether it's from the workshop. So let's say let's see if I can find Supergenics in the thing. I could search for it, but you know, I like doing things the hard way apparently. Whatever. I'm not going to. Okay, so like, let's just make believe this file right here is the Supergenics mod. Let's say I made a, and let's say one without the box. Right here, the root of RAM is my edited one. The way I'll be able to tell is they'll both have this. Usually, will have the same thing. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll just be called the same thing and they won't have the image. It should have. Okay, here we go. Actually, this works out great. So this would be the stock one. Let's say this is the exact same thing, but it's the edited one. This will not have that box there. So let's say you don't want to edit the original file. You just want to make your own file and live with that. If they ever do an update, you're probably going to have to redo it anyway. So there's really no way you're going to get around it. You have to redo the file. Otherwise you won't have the update in there and it might actually cause the game to crash because it might not be compatible anymore. Or you might get that red thing, little red colored in box circle here. And that'll tell you it's not compatible with the game anymore. But you would then select this one, put it into your file, and then that would actually make it to where you could use yours instead of using the Steam Workshop one. Or you would just select your Steam Workshop one and just, you don't even have to put that file. If you're not going to actually make your own mod file, you're still going to use the workshop. You're just going to edit the workshop one every time it gets updated. You can just put it on your desktop or in another area. Because otherwise it is going to show up here and it might cause you some confusion. It wouldn't be the first time it's done it to me. Because there are a ton of files here, as you can see. Like a ton. So, kind of a gist on how you're going to put them in order. I actually need to change this anyways. So engine sounds, John Ruda wants you to put them down here. Below this. I believe it was below trailers too, which is crazy. But whatever. If that's what John Ruda says, that's what John Ruda wants us to do. So that's what we'll do. All right. So when you're done making your changes, you're going to hit confirm changes and then go into the game. While it's doing that, I'm going to grab myself something to drink because I'm thirsty still. I should not drink water, but all right. I don't have it, my G Hub open. I actually, man, I want to switch away from Logitech so bad, but I'm just not spending the money on a new steering wheel and pedals and all that right now. But I do want to switch to either Thrustmaster, which they make really great steering wheels, but you're still more in the budget range. I like Logitech's new Pro steering wheel. It's a direct drive, I believe. Has a lot more customization to it. I'm just not spending that much money on Logitech to still have to use G Hub. G Hub, if you don't know, is really glitchy and it does tend to cause problems. It's been fine lately, but it's still not the greatest thing. I would like to either do Thrustmaster or get one of the custom direct drive ones, which I can get a whole kit set up. I wouldn't get anything like really advanced because I don't do a lot of sim racing or anything like that. But I just want something that has good response and a good feel to it. My G29 or 29G or whatever it is, it works fine for now. It's just the feedback you get, I don't think is as good as your direct drives. Plus, longevity wise, the gears tend to break down quicker because I do use it a lot. And the nice part is I do believe some of my modifications can be transferred over. My truck shifter can be, my pedal. I have pedals that were custom made. Well, they're pedal pads, they're covers that are custom made. I can use my box and stuff like that. I wouldn't be able to use the actual steering wheel itself. Well, the actual mechanism itself, of course, because I'm using something else. But I could, if I wanted to, I believe I can still use my custom steering wheel. My steering wheel is actually a semi-truck steering wheel. I had to buy a hub adapter and everything for it. So anyways, enough on that. Yeah, that's my goal, to eventually move away from that. I had a couple other things I want to get, and then I'll be set on tech, hopefully. For now, my wife says I have an addiction. I probably do. And yeah. I just realized the game changed all my lighting. Thought I'd turn that off. Oh well, I'm not a big fan of the game overriding your settings for your RGB, but on the other hand, I guess it really doesn't matter. It still plays the same. Okay, so you're gonna go into truck dealers, like because I don't own any trucks, I can't buy online. I can visit the dealer, but to be honest, most stuff is locked down to way later. It's pretty basic on what you can buy in the beginning of the game. That's why I like the mods. I don't remember the Kenworth 100E. That's got to be with one of the other mods. Okay, so yeah, these right here, these are for like the stock trucks and stuff like that, because you can buy those. I'm good. You can get the you could basically just do the highway killer. I showed that in the stream yesterday. And then you got the Ram 3500 and you got the Pete 362. Since I did the Kenworth, kind of show you the prices and stuff like that, customized configuration. We're going to start out. All right. So, where is it at? There. Oh wait, no, that's right. I wanted to stay with this. Yeah. So the Aero Sleeper, I like this one the best because it doesn't take so much of the long frame. The interior is a little smaller, of course, than the Studio. Whereas the Studio, yes, I know, you get a lot more in interior cabin. So I would have loved to have a truck like this one I drove. It's got the couch back there, which makes it so great when you're watching your TV and whatnot. When you're stuck somewhere for a while, you got a couch to sit on. Other than that, you pretty much sit on a bed. I know Volvo, they have a table and chair set up. It's not really big for me, but anyways. Brown. So this is what I mean by the gauge setup. So like they have the gauge set up here. It's full gauges. You can actually get a GPS that sits right here. With that being the case, you wouldn't need the in-dash GPS if you didn't want it, if you wanted all the gauges. For this, I might actually go that route. All right. Going back to the chassis. So 6x4 long frame, that's actually what I want. Motor wise, I'm gonna go up to the motor that I made. Got a nice, this is going to be a heavy haul truck. So basically I will be using it to, don't hit confirm, because confirm, all it does is it takes you back out. You got to go back in. It doesn't, you don't have to hit confirm. Your stuff stays while you're in it. 18 speed retarder. Retarder, if you don't know, a retarder helps you stay at that consistent speed. Otherwise, you would be flying down a hill. Then you got the interiors. Oh, there we go. We're just gonna go all black. We're gonna go for the murder look. Basically, you're blacking most everything out. Basically, you can do whatever color you want. I'm gonna do that. Let's see here. No. So add the duck on there. Add that. 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 I can do that if I really want to black it out. Actually, I kind of like that look. So you want to add those on there. Get your LED lights. Get your painted black logo, which would be stupid. So you want to go with the white logo. I'm not a huge chrome person. Even my Harley doesn't really have any chrome on it. I just don't really like chrome. It's just my thing. And you want to make sure you're zooming in, because you will not be able to, like this right here. Don't get frustrated if this happens. You just got to move it around until the game lets you select it. It will eventually let you select it if you move it around enough. See if it's back here, the overlap. Right now it's being a pain in the rear. Don't worry, I'll get it eventually. Yeah, some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, I would not want to deal with that. There we go. It is a pain in the rear sometimes. And for some reason, it's only on this side. So it's something maybe John could fix. But also, that's where those items are going to be. So you can pretty much deck this out any way you want. You can put side markers on it. Like that. And then let's say you wanted to add more lights right there. You could then come back and go, okay, I'm going to add that. That. And see, it'll put those with it. I don't know why anyone would do that. I'm not going to end up buying this truck because of the simple fact I don't have $51,000. This is more just a kind of tutorial of what you can do. But as you can see, the prices, I'm not going to spend all day doing this. The prices are changed because you changed them in there. All right. So that's it on that. So I showed you how to do the modification, showed you that they actually set in, where to put them, so on and so forth. Let's say you just purchase the stock truck and then you make modifications later, but it actually gives you money back. Does that money just go away? No, the money actually gets refunded back to you. Just like in real life, the money gets refunded back to you and it'll go back in your account. But let's say you're a person, you're like, you know what? I'm impatient. I want to play my game now, but I want to buy my truck right now too. You got two choices. You can take a loan or you can do save edit. Now save edit. Sorry, mouth's getting a little dry. Save edit is where you're going to actually need the SCS extractor. Oh gosh. Oh, there it is. I should do a tutorial on how to organize your desktop. Maybe it'll actually make me do it. Okay. So you'll need the SCS extractor. You can get that online. Basically, just Google it, SCS extractor, and SCS software. SCS software themselves put out this. So this isn't even fan made. You don't even have to worry about it being a non-legitimate thing. They actually give you all the tools to modify the game. Why? Because they give you Blender. So Blender, that's what you use to modify like how the truck looks and everything like that. You got conversion tools. You got the workshop uploader to where you can put your stuff into Steam if you want. You got your map editor. Oh, it's actually part of the SCS game. That's pretty cool. Telemetry input, font generator, dedicated server. So if you want to make your own server, that's actually how the one guy made his. What's the breaking news? Oh, they made an Alzheimer's drug. I hope it actually works because Alzheimer's is one hell of a disease that unfortunately ruins a lot of people's lives, and that's unfortunate. If they could fix Alzheimer's, that would be beautiful. A little bit of background side note, I deal with tinnitus really bad. I think a lot of it has to do with from me driving truck. The loud high-pitched sounds kind of damages your hearing over time. Now I still have good hearing, which is weird, but I have a constant ringing in my ears and it does not go away. People literally commit suicide from this. I have actually hit moments where I've started feeling like I was going insane because the sound does not go away. I've learned to cope with it, and I have an amazing wife that helps me through those moments. Um, so one of the side effects of tinnitus that they're finding is they believe that tinnitus can actually cause damage to the brain and actually spark dementia or Alzheimer's, because of the connection to your brain area from the from your hearing, from like the different parts of your ear. They do go to your brain, nerve wise and so on and so forth. I'm not really knowledgeable in biology. I slept in the class, unfortunately. So, technically, if you're looking for me to get technical, I can't. But that is one fear I have as I get older, that I will eventually basically lose my ability to remember things, and that is a huge fear. I also have a fear of losing my hearing. Thankfully, they have found that doesn't tend to be an issue with tinnitus. You don't really tend to lose your hearing. It is a possibility, but it's like a very low percentage that's ever dealt with that, and they're not 100% sure that it was associated with the tinnitus or if it was just another issue that was coinciding with the tinnitus. Yeah, that's really cool to see that they're making a drug. I hope it realistically works, and I hope they don't charge an astronomical amount. They probably will, because greed. But if they don't, that'll be awesome. That's great to hear. So sorry, got off on a side tangent, but that's actually pretty cool. Anyways, SES gives you everything you need. Why? Because they want you to modify the game. Like there's a lot of game creators that are like, no, you cannot modify our game. You have to play. I don't understand that. Nintendo is actually one of the worst that do this. They actually prosecute people for modifying the games. Now, that's on a lower scale. A lot of the people are also selling stuff, and that's a lot of their issue. And I understand that. You don't want people making money off of your product. But on the other hand, people are more apt to buy your product if they have the customization ability that you have with this. And this is why I love PC gaming, because a lot of PC games that are on PC give you, they are more than happy with having you modify the game. Now, the one thing they won't let you do, that SES does, is modify it for online play, and that's usually because of competitive edges and stuff like that. Whereas like you can modify your UI, which is basically your on-screen display. World of Warcraft has that, so on and so forth. That's fine, but the actual game itself, they don't let you. SES does. The mods have to be optional mods. They can't be mods that are, you have to have these. And you have to keep in mind that when you modify actual visual things, if someone doesn't have that mod, they're going to just see a green blob, a box, like it's like a box or rectangle. It's just green, and there's not going to be anything there. So it's going to look like this green box going down the road. And it does actually cause the game to glitch a little bit. It can cause lag, and people do get annoyed with it. If you are going to use mods with convoy mode, put in where you got your mods. Tell people where they can get the mods. If it's a certain website, put the website in there. If it's all Steam Workshop, put in there all Steam Workshop. It's really easy to get the mods. Unfortunately, a lot of people, unless they know you, they're not going to want to download the mods anyways. But you have more of a chance of people playing with you if they see where they can get the mods and easily. You could also, if you have a Discord, you put, hey, contact me on Discord. I'll let you know. I'll let you know, or I'll shoot you the files. I'll put them on my Google Drive, and I'll I'll shoot those over to you so you can download them. I've done that with people I know, like my son and stuff. I've shot them certain mods that are free, so that they can easily get them. That way you don't have to go search for them. But the beautiful thing, if they're Steam Workshop mods, it'll actually take you to the Steam Workshop. You would just click on the mod. I believe it takes you to the workshop, and then you just add it to your workshop. And then once you do all that, it'll let you know that you got all the mods. Then you can click to activate them, and then it'll take you back into the convoy mode, and then you can join the convoy. I've done that with certain convoys. The game is a lot more fun when you have people that you're playing with, because you do have like a CB radio that you can use. You can use any type of microphone. But yeah, it's, you're driving together, you're having conversations. It makes it a lot more fun and interesting rather than just playing with AI all the time. What I personally do the most, though, if I'm going to do convoy mode, I make a convoy save and I make a non-convoy save. So I have a save that's just for convoy mode. And I'm going to show you in a minute here on how to do that. I'll go and edit that save to get me to the point where the other one is, so that I can at least have those items that I had unlocked there. That's where I will go save edit. And it gives me the ability where I don't have to spend all that time to work up on another file. Now, you may want to start a career with other people on convoy mode. That's fine. There's a lot of people that do that. That's perfectly fine. You can also join a virtual trucking company. I'm not going to really go into that much right now because there is a little bit to that. And it does take a little while. So anyways, back to the original thing we were talking about, SES Extractor. That's where you go get the SES Extractor. It comes right from SES Software. It is their stuff. It's official. Excuse me. Oh, pop. Yes, I say pop. I'm originally from the Michigan area. We're weirdos there. I don't live there anymore, but yeah, they say pop instead of soda, or the Mississippians that say Coke for everything, which is weird to me, but hey, that's your cup of tea. Awesome. I just got really confused when I was stationed there when I was in the Air Force. All right, so you're going to go into your Steam, because what you're going to do is you're going to look for your save. You're going to go into user data. You're then going to click this file, and now you have to find the file for that game. You're going to click there. You're going to click remote profiles. Now, there's other ways you can do this. This is if you want to do it manually yourself. There's actually a program that someone made, and I can show it to you. I'll show it to you guys if that's what you want to do it. It limits the amount of what you can do, because you can't change equipment. You can't, let's say you're not using any mods and you still want to take the Cat King of the Hill motor, that's your highest horsepower, highest torque motor, and you want to put that into a Freightliner Cascadia. You can't do that in the stock game because they don't offer that as a motor choice. I don't know why, but they don't. They only offer the Detroit Diesel as a choice. So you would then have to go into the file. You'd have to go find the actual file path for that motor, and you'd have to put it in to your save. So I'm gonna show that here. Let's see here. Make sure you click on the right save. You can also click on your profile. So I'll show you that really quick. You're gonna go, you have to take it up to the SES Extractor, let it do its thing. It'll pop up, it'll do its thing. Now you'll be, of course it's gonna do this. Okay. Why did that not work? Maybe it's the config file. Hold on. One second. Gotta be right back. Wife needs me. One second. All right, let's go, boys. I got some Taco Bell, which is delicious. You highly recommend the grilled cheese burrito. Clogs your arteries nice and quickly. All right. What did I do wrong? Is it the profile.bak? No, it's not. Crap, I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong here. Forgive me, it's been a while since I've done this. Maybe it's not the SCS extractor. All right, let me... Game. Let me see if that does on this. Open with... Notepad. No. Son of a gun. Okay. I know before I used two different things. SCS extractor, I think that might just be for the mod. Hold on one second. We're going to learn this together, apparently. How to save, edit, American Trucks. How to edit American Truck save file. don't need it. I just need the program. You will need to format that can be decrypted. Save. Obtain a game def. It's a tool provided by us. Have to copy the def. Notepad. To decrypt the save files, you can try to find or compile a different one if you want. I think this is it here. Oh, there it is. Yep, that's what I'm doing wrong. It's a decrypt I have to use. I'm almost certain. So I guess I should have tried this before I did this video, but I didn't. So sorry. Just go with me on this journey. WinRAR. Extract files. Sure, why not? Okay, there we go. I do believe that's it. Okay, let's try it now. No, what in the hell? Excuse my language. Sorry about that. I swear this actually does work. Let's try this one. Oh, you need access. Okay. What? That's the same thing. There's a new mention in it. Hold on. Yeah, that's... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so, yeah, it's an SII file. Okay. So, that's not telling me. Truckers MP. Okay, so this is another way you can do it. This is a little bit easier. This is with this thing. This is a tool that you can you don't have to manually do it. I like to manually do it because I like to have the ability to change parts. This is where it's really important to say stuff to your cloud. If you're still with me, thank you so much. I honestly, I've done this many times, but it's been a long time since I've done it. I stopped playing the game after a while because, you know, I just started playing other games. So drag that to my desktop. course, Windows. Sure. Okay, so there you go. I guess I didn't need to take that out of my folder. Whatever. All right. There we go. Empty recycle bin, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, usually to do this, just to let you know, you have to go into the game, press play, play it. All right. So you go to edit your profile and you're going to click use Steam Cloud. You're going to uncheck that. And apply. And you go into the game. Now it's important you go into the game because just by unchecking it, it doesn't move the file to the folder that it needs to be moved to. It's got, you have to go back in and auto save it again. So basically now you're in it. Okay, yeah, I know my steering wheel's not connected, blah, blah, blah. You're gonna exit, quit, and now it will save your stuff automatically. And now you can allow access. You're gonna choose your type, your I think it's Steam profiles. Nope, that's not it. Bear with me. There it is. Save file. Autosave. Open. What am I doing? I've never used this one before, so just bear with me here. Okay, this is a lot more in depth than the one I've used before. Okay, let's try again. Documents. Simulator. Oh, here you go. Profiles. Maybe this is it. No. All right. Try that again. Profiles. All right. I don't understand. I'm doing wrong. All right. So that's one tool. I don't know. I'd have to do a little more research. You probably want to watch a video on how to use that. I need the SII underscore decryptor that actually works. Decrypt. Let's do ATS. All right. Let's try this one. Actually, probably helpful if I did that. Okay. Please have worked. Oh my gosh. Why is this not working? You know what? I wonder if... Nope. That is really weird. I'm gonna probably have to watch a video and maybe do this tutorial later on how to edit. Yeah, I'm still struggling with this. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble, because yeah, it shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. See, like this, I should be able to open this up with Notepad. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is actually how this should look. Go into profile, tells all the discovered areas. Okay. It's just, I can't get to my save. See, this is how it should look, but it's not for some reason. So, this is kind of, your different knot mods. So this is the profile for it. This is an old file. Okay. Documents. Oh, that's my other save. Okay, that's what that is. Profiles. All right, open with. And it's not going to work. I don't know why it's not working. I'm going to do a little more research on this, and we can do this later. I've already been doing this for way too long as it is. So, that's the tutorial on how to actually manually modify mod files. Again, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not working. It should be working. Where you can save edit. I'll do another tutorial on that, so keep your eyes out for that if that's something you care about. In that save edit tool, you're going to be, or in that save edit, or you can just use the tool if you really want to. I still need to figure out even how to use that, because apparently it's not, I'm doing something wrong. And it's probably something stupid, because that's usually how it goes for me. But in that save edit, you'll be able to edit what type of equipment's in your truck. You'll be able to edit the amount of money you have, what level you are. You'll be able to edit how many miles you've driven. You'll be able to edit all those things to set your profile up. Realistically, you would only do this if you were trying to, like in cases of like what I was saying, where you're making a second profile that's just for like convoy mode, where it doesn't have all the mods in it, and you just want a straight file, but you want it to be at the same point as the other file to kind of make it even, you would do that. But other than that, that's all I got for you on this. I'm gonna take care of some stuff here off stream and eat some food, and then I'm probably gonna come back and stream, actually stream gameplay, my career mode some more. So if you want to check that out, you know, please, you know, come check it out. I might even do some Call of Duty a little later, Modern Warfare 2, and some Diablo 4. See how I feel. Last time I said that, I got really exhausted from the day, and so I ended up going to bed earlier. So hopefully I'll be able to do that all. But other than that, that's all I got for you. I'll go ahead and close the stream out in prayer, and yeah, that'll be it. All right, Lord, we give you thanks and praise for today. We thank you for this opportunity to I just thank you so much for this opportunity to do this, to be able to be faithful to you and do the works that you asked me to do. I pray, Lord, that you'll watch over each person and bless each person that watches the stream, and even their family members, Lord. I pray that you will just speak wisdom to each person, guide them, and convict each one of us of the things we still need to change in our lives. I pray, Lord, that you will just continue to protect each person and just reveal the path that you have for them. I praise you, Lord. I thank you, Lord, and I give you all the glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. Thanks for watching. Love you all. You guys have a great and blessed day. See you guys later.